of TV, a brand new sundial.
Good evening and welcome to another edition on Newscope. My name is Joy Ubani. Note that this broadcast is reaching you live on StarTimes, Channel 103 and on our social media platforms, Facebook and YouTube. Please do well to like and follow us. Now, as you may already know, that Newscope Bulletin presents an opportunity for us to bring you news that is not as regular as we used to in the days. Tonight is not going to be an exception, as we're going to bring you some happenings within and outside the state that will entertain and educate you. On our lineups, we are going to highlight 100 days in office of Governor Umar Eno, while still going to bring to you special reports on indecent dressing in higher institutions and fight against immoralities. We're also going to highlight some tips on diabetes, how to, fight diabetes and cure the diabetes. We're also going to show you on what to do to check expiring days on consumables. All this is going to form our Newscope Bulletin. But before then, let's join Kelvin Samuel for our news. Over to you, Kelvin.
Thank you so much, Joy, and to you viewers, welcome to the news. Now, the Presbyterian Church of Nigerian Women held her 2023 Biennial Conference and Platinum Celebration with a charge on the women to remain resolute in their God-given role of molding a better society. The charge was given by the prelate of the Presbyterian Church of Nigeria and moderator of the General Assembly, Ekpenyo Akpanika. Ifeyinwa Daniel Upai will give us the detail.
City of Light Campground Ekori, Iyako local government area of Cross River State, witnessed influx of women from within and outside the country who converged on the camp for the 8th Triennial Conference and Platinum Jubilee Anniversary of the Presbyterian Church of Nigeria Women's Guild.
Be spiritual about everything in this year's conference. Be deliberate about it. You must live here with miracles. And your miracle begins now.
The 4-day Triennial Conference provided opportunities for the members of the Guild to retreat for spiritual rebirth, rejuvenation, and reinvigoration, as the event is laced with activities geared towards rebuilding holistic women rooted in the undiluted Word of God. One after another, the 10 synodicals of the Women's Guild processed. Declaring open the Triennial Conference, His Eminence Ekpenyo Akpanika, PhD, Prelate of Presbyterian Church of Nigeria and moderator of the General Assembly, urges the women to leave lasting legacies. The prelate, whose message hinged on redeemed to shine, cited the late Mary Slessor as one of the women who shone during her time.
The desired change, the impact that we are all looking for. We know that the challenges are enormous, but with your prayers, we know we will conquer.
Women's Guild Desk Coordinator, Reverend Dr. Uchenna Chigozie, says the conference team was carefully selected, bearing in mind the pivotal role of the women in building a formidable society.
The church want to tell that woman that feel depressed, that feel pushed out of the way, that there is redemption package that Christ brought for you.
As part of the activities marking the 70th anniversary celebration of the Presbyterian Women's Guild, special prayers were rendered in different languages, anniversary cakes, as well as awards to some members who have contributed immensely to the Guild, and other activities added glamour to the Platinum celebration.
Must be filled with the word of God so she can go out there and impact the society.
They should identify with this kind of organization in their churches. It's really very spiritual and benefiting.
The Presbyterian Church of Nigerian Women's Guild have indeed lived up to its mandate of uniting the women in dedicating their lives to the Lord Jesus Christ and the service of his kingdom. From Ekori, in Yako local government area of Cross River State, Ifeyinwa Dane Okpai, NTA News.
Moving forward, another Nigerian, John Obot, is few hours away to enter Guinness World Record in the longest marathon reading aloud. The professional teacher with the Akwa Ibom State government is reading aloud for 145 hours. Clement Barakwi will bring us up to date.
Tagged Read Mania, the 145 hours longest marathon reading aloud by John Obot, is aimed at promoting reading and encouraging authors.
Whatever is rightly done, however humble, is noble.
The world record attempt taking place in Uyo is attracting many Nigerians and book lovers who came out to encourage the Akwa Ibom State-born teacher.
This young man, John Obot, being a member of one of the book clubs, decided that his Guinness World Record attempt is going to be for no other effort but to read. That calls attention of the world to the importance of reading. It's also significant because it tells our children that something very important, something entertaining, and something revolutionary can happen around books.
You look at him, it looks like his energy is sapping, but the strength is vigorous. And I'm blessed today. In the midst of certain situation, I just came in and he was reading a book that I never knew and I've never read, and it's like it was teaching me, encouraging me.
This will spur up younger generation. That's why I brought my kids to come and sit down and listen so that they can develop that culture in their day-to-day activity.
John Obot began his attempt to enter the Guinness World Record on September 9 and had done about 50 hours when the exercise suffered some glitches. He later reapplied to start all over.
Power supply was part of the things. Even when the hotel are giving us a good atmosphere to operate, they are giving us the power. You know, at some point, we're still having issues of that has to do with the power.
The 6-day marathon reading aloud is expected to end by 1 a.m. on Tuesday, September 19, 2023. If successful, he will beat current record of 124 hours set in September 2022 by race by Isakov in Boza, Turkey. In Uyo, Clement Barikui, NTA News.
And from the Senate, President Senator Godswill Akpabio has registered his support for an Akwa Ibom son, Mr. John Obot, in his official attempt to break the Guinness World Record for longest reading aloud marathon. In a letter he sent to the teacher titled A Note to Encourage You, Senator Akpabio expressed hope that Mr. Obot would have the stamina and focus to reach his target of 145 hours to beat a previous record of 124 hours set in September 2022 by Rizbai Isaku in Bursa, Turkey. Senator Akpabio said he is thrilled by Mr. Obote's quest to seek global laurels on a road less traveled and in a state where people benefited from audacious and uncommon free and compulsory education started by his administration. The senator noted that the quest by Obote to break the Guinness World Record will encourage other Nigerians to engage their energies in productive ventures rather than crimes and other vices. Moving forward, collaborations among the Ministry of Niger Delta Affairs, Niger Delta Development Commission, and all the state governors in the Niger Delta region is a tested recipe to fast-track development in the region. These are the words of the Minister of Niger Delta Affairs, Abubakar Momo, during his familiarization tour and inspection project in Cross River State. Paul Abel will complete the story.
Having been sworn into office a few weeks ago, and with the passion to make a difference in the Niger Delta region, the minister is embarking on this visit to ascertain the projects undertaken by the ministry before implementation of policies. But the minister must first visit the Cross River State governor represented by his deputy, where they both agreed on the dilapidated nature of the East-West Road, Calabar-Uyo Road, challenges of poverty, infrastructural decay, and the needs to return the supervision of construction work on these two major roads from the Ministry of Works to that of the Niger Delta Development.
Let us come together, all the ministers in the Niger Delta, the governors and the political leaders. I believe if all this group of persons come together with one voice, there's no doubt, no way that this cannot be better than they are today.
This Calabar-Itu road, we have been crying about it for the past 7 to 8 years. It has been this bad, if I remember correctly. In fact, what you see today is even better because there were some remedial works that were being done in certain in a very bad area.
With the courtesy call over, the minister and his entourage embarked on inspection to the 1.9 kilometer internal road project at Akamko community, where he also engaged the contractors on the unfinished part of the job. The minister was also at the University of Calabar, where the ministry constructed internal roads, solar street lights, multi-purpose town hall, among others.
Our vision is to make sure that we work on this road, and I have no doubt that our principal, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, is one person that is very much desirous to focus on Niger Delta. That's why the name of Niger Delta Affair has been transformed to Niger Delta Development.
The team was also at the ministry office in Calabar, which was inaugurated earlier this year. In Calabar, Paul Abel, NGA News.
Meanwhile, the organizers of Akwa Ibom Governor's Cup draws have been charged to exhibit high level of fairness and ensure that young players are selected across the 31 local government areas of the state to participate in the forthcoming Governor's Cup. The State Deputy Governor Senator Akone Yaganyi stated this while presiding over the draws for the competition in New York. John Paul Alumina will tell us more.
Akwa Ibom State Governor's Cup, which was an avenue that provided many professional footballers in the state an opportunity to play in various clubs within and outside Nigeria, has been revived by Governor Umo Eno. The organizers say this year's edition is designed to create an opportunity for every team from the 31 local government areas of the state to emerge victorious in the competition. They assured all the participants that they will uphold fairness, transparency, and global best practices in officiating to ensure that the best team wins.
For further strengthen the bond of unity and peace that is existing between the youth of Black Yesterday, especially those elected in the rounding area. Effort will be made to organize the history competition enjoin all the local government chief executive to go back and present a well-kitted, strong and disciplined squad.
To give a fair opportunity to everybody, everybody will play everybody. In other words, all the 9 local governments in Uyo will play each other in a round robin. The same thing will happen in Naked, the same thing will happen in the other government.
Our readiness to support this program and ensure that it goes on very successfully. And of course, the new talent that will be discovered will be supported to achieve their dreams in life.
The state governor, represented by his deputy, Senator Akon Iyakinyen, urged the council chairman to prioritize the welfare of the participating team. No, as sport-loving, she urged the youths to take advantage of all the youth-friendly initiatives of the state government to become great citizens.
As much as possible, the teams should field players who still enjoy the advantage of age to pursue careers in competitive football. Remember, age matters a lot in sports. It won't make sense to organize this tournament for retired or retiring footballers at the expense of upcoming stars.
High point of the event was picking up the draws for the teams according to the 3 senatorial districts, after which 4 teams each will compete in a Super 12 in Uyo, where the champion will match. Institute Biom local government area will battle Uyo local government in the opening match of the competition coming up on Thursday, 21st September 2023 at the Uyo Township Stadium in Uyo. John Paul Alumona, NTA News.
That's it on the news for tonight. We will take a short commercial break. Thereafter, Newscope will continue with Joy Obani. Have a good night.
The management of Nigerian Television Authority, Channel 12 Uyo wishes to inform all our clients that with effect from September 1, 2023, there will be slight increase in our service rates. This is as a result of the current economic realities and increase in operational costs. Management announcer.
Roseville Hotel. Come, feel the luxury of our contemporary hotel. We offer lodging and accommodation. Stay at our deluxe executive and luxury suites for your comfort. Experience extravagant dining and delicious meals by expert chef. Lounge at our exquisite VIP bar. Enjoy 24-hour power supply with free Wi-Fi services. Our security system is top-notch to ensure your safety. Ample parking space and laundry services available. The ambience is serene to make your stay memorable. We are located at number 1 Julius Badger Road off House of Assembly Avenue, Uyo, Akwa Ibom State. For reservations, call 070-650-41139. Roseville Hotel, hospitality at its best.
Hi, welcome back. Now let's take you through 100 days in office of Governor Umeno as our starting point. The energy, speech, passion, and obvious determination to fix the state quickly, and his ability to connect with all stakeholders, irrespective of political affiliation, are few among reasons the people rate Umoeno high in his first 100 days in office. Kevin Samuel, who interacted with some stakeholders on their view on the present administration, brings us details.
Benzi, the governor, is a down-to-earth Akwa Ibom person who loves Akwa Ibom State, who loves the people of Akwa Ibom State.
It is just not normal. It is something that we've not been seeing.
because of his leadership style is quite different, talking about in terms of humility, the leadership of the people, the way he relates with people is quite different.
He has shown that he's for the people. Very important. So in the first 100 days, he has shown that he doesn't want to just bring policies, put it on people, and force them to be carried along.
Umoino's journey into leadership as the Akwa Ibom State 5th democratically elected governor began with a swearing in on May 29, 2023, after which the job began with a series of efforts in different fora, touching lives and changing situations. 100 days after, the people have this to say.
He's starting with the CKS primary school here on Wellington Bassi, where he is impactful in the area of health. He has inaugurated a number of primary health projects, like the one he did at Ikot in Ibesigbo Sultan local government area.
Leave grants, those outstandings that were there. So he has been able to do that, settle that part. And the road infrastructures and impress to workers, he has done all that.
He's been putting things in place. He has set up the right structure that he wants to run. He has appointed critical people to offices that will assist in driving those policies, the Arise agenda.
They describe the leadership style of Umoino as inspiring as he strives to break the jinx and reach out to the poor and vulnerable.
By payment of gratuities to retired primary school teachers, local government staff, and he has also touched the state main civil service in payment of gratuities.
The previous administration, he tried so much, but this time around, I can tell you, it's far better than the way it used to be. Because by so doing, before the end of the first week, we receive our salaries, all the workers get their salaries, and everything impressed, ready.
He's been able to set the ball rolling. A lot of work is being done at the back end, and like he would always say, results will always say if you're doing the right thing or you're not doing the right thing.
The people are optimistic that should development continue in this space, Akwa Ibom will be better for it in the next 4 years. In Uyo, Kevin Samuel, NTA News.
Congratulations to our dear governor on your 100 days in office. Wishing you well in the journey of your leadership in Akwa Ibom State. Moving ahead, not every place is good to visit on a rainy day, except where money exchanges hands. Ishet Market in Uruan local government area is one of such places, where the people ignore rains and the poor state of the area to swim in mud just to make ends meet. Clement Bariki tells us more on the Ishet Market.
Here lies the lowly community where about 30% of fish and seafoods consumed in this part of the country come from. This market, according to the community members, came alive in 1984. 4 years older than Akwa Ibom State. Business activities here do not care whether it is rainy or sunny. But on the day of our visit, we met both the open and lock-up shops empty. This was so not because of the heavy downpour that day, but because it was not the official market day. On a typical market day, accessing this riverbank is often practically impossible, the reason why we choose to visit on a market-free day. Traders here, though very friendly and receptive, do their businesses in a dehumanizing and unhealthy condition. First, no access road to the market, and whenever it rains like this, you are sure of remaining in the flood waters till you return home. The only thing making visit to this area possible is the self-help effort by the traders and community members.
This road is known and called Anwa Mbak Isiet Road. This is Isiet. The present governor says that he will link up this road to the beach.
This is a commercial area. What we need is let them come and dualize the place so that the economic situation of the village can boom up.
As you see how the area be, very dirty area, where people cannot come and sell markets here. A lot of people, they travel from about to here to come and buy things, but as a situation like this, where everything does scatter, as road to everything, people just travel to Oron, Ibaga, go and buy things and go back.
Also talk to the state government to help us and also renovate our market. As you can see, this market is one of the biggest markets at Akwa Ibom State. So let government do something in this market. It's not fair.
For those who ply the sea to bring the fish, seafood and other goods, sea pirates are taking bread from their mouth. The land and the sea are not safe for these people.
No, along here on the water side here, we have those sea pirates that troubles us. So our boat, sometimes they put in the Greek, mention a lot of millions for us to pay. So sometimes they seize the boat entirely. We are calling on the government to do something about it. So please, we really need help.
For now, Eshet people say they will continue to trade until one day when all the revenues generated from here to the state and local government are used to make doing business a worthwhile venture. This, they pray, happens soon. From Uran local government area, Clement Barikui, NTA News.
Thank you very much, Clement, for bringing us that report from Goruan. It's not easy to make ends meet. Now, still on rural areas reports, there are historical sites that could serve as money spinner if government turn attention to them. Clement Barikui, again, who visited those historical places, brings us this report.
This Niger Delta Pastorate building was inaugurated in 1930 for use by the early missionaries who arrived in this part of the local government area for trade and other activities. In the course of our visit to Ika local government area, where we take a look at the challenges of the people, particularly in the area of road infrastructure, we came across this ancient building that was commissioned in 1930. This is where the missionaries then worship and converted most of the indigenes here to Christianity. 89 years down the line, the church building is still standing tall. The pulpit, the pastor's stand, and offering box are intact.
This church have built far back as 1930 when my father was at Omaya working at Ama Mobile. I used to come from Omaya to this place where the building have already set here for the longest time. White men used to come market here and buy and go back to they come through the water all the way from Bopotan to buy certain things here, go to Akreka, buy something and go back. This is the normal place where they used to stay and worship.
However, accessing the ancient church building was not easy, as it has been overgrown with weeds. Some farmers have turned the building into storage for their palm fruits.
And we wish the governments to come and utilize this place for us, so as to be able to still remember what the British people have been done in the past days for us.
Similar historic sites are spread across the state and could have served as money spinner for government if annexed for tourists. From Ika local government area, Clement Barikui, NTA News.
Interesting. 89 years down the line, we still have that building still standing. Government should please do something about it so that our children will also have those historical sites. Now we take a break, and when we return, Newscope will continue. Please stay tuned.
Water is life. Aqua Cardinali Water provides the highest quality drinking water. Aqua Cardinali Water is owned by the Catholic Diocese of Uyo, produced and packaged by Cadisem Enterprises Nigeria. It is available in 19 liters dispenser jar, 60 cl sachet, 50 cl and 75 cl table water. Visit Aqua Cardinali Water at number 34 Dominic Utuk Avenue, Uyo, Akwa Ibom State. Drink Aqua Cardinali Water. Tested, trusted, certified by NAFDAC and Standard Organization of Nigeria. For inquiries, call 0903-288-2958. Aqua Cardinali Water. Drink pure. Stay healthy.
Welcome to Prisma International Hotels, located at number 5 Efamosanga Street, Afarafort, Overback Road, Uyu. When it comes to hospitality industry, nothing compares with comfort, exquisite services, and top-of-the-wall security. These are what make Prisma Hotels a household name. At Prisma Hotels, you are assured of lavishly furnished, spacious rooms and suites with complimentary breakfast, top-class Blue Sea swimming pool, VIP and poolside bars, as well as restaurant where African and continental dishes are served at pocket-friendly rates. These are not all. There is high-speed internet service, closed-circuit television, spacious car park, 24-hour power and water supply, sparkle laundry and dry cleaning services, and above all, combat-ready security operatives. So whenever you are in Uyo or you are a resident in Uyo, capital city of Akwa Ibom State, make Prisma Hotels number 5 Efamosanga Street, Tafarafort, Overback Road, Uyo, your choice, and you will cherish the experience. For bookings and inquiries, please call 081-3166-6660 or 0915-509-9989. Prisma International Hotels, hospitality par excellence.
And welcome back. Let's take you through our remaining reports on Newscope. I will start with wig business. Hair wig making is one of the latest trends in hair wig industry. Interestingly, machines are not only making wigs, but humans who have painstakingly taken their time and techniques to make lovely hair wigs to complement their looks. In this special report, Ruth Cosmos tell us more on how to make wigs.
Wearing of wigs dates back to the 16th and 17th century, with the trend not seeming to go off the hook owing to the importance it plays in complementary looks and dressing. Wigs, which comes in different shapes, styles, and sizes, most women find to be fascinating as it helps them create a new or different looks most often. It is even more interesting to know that these wigs can not only be made by machines, but also made by humans who have artistically learned the trade of making of wigs to earn a living. Promise Ime, a male and wig maker, says he has been into the wig making business for 5 years and does not regret learning this beautiful artwork.
Making hair, the experience is nice, especially when you know how to make the hair. You understand? If you don't know how to make the hair, your experience will be bad, but the experience is nice for the past 4 years rather. You need to know your dream as a youth. Understand what you know how to do. You need to look for it, like your passion. Like me, this is my passion. I had dream about it, so I followed my dream and now I'm making money with it.
Some wig buyers give reasons why they wear wigs and proper ways to maintain hair wigs.
Feel good buying wig because it make me look good if I want to go to occasion. Also, we have to maintain our wig monthly. After a few months, you have to go and revamp it, make it to look new again.
It's fine, actually, it's fine. But the rate, how things is now, as in, is not giving. The rate of things now, because everything have gone up, so it's really affecting us.
Synthetic wig is kind of rubber. If you touch it, it will be like rubbers. Well, human hair, it's kind of, if you touch it, it will be like, you know how human hairs are. So the difference between both of them is that the synthetic ones are rubbers, while human hair are fragile. They are good to go with.
Do you need to change hairstyles to enhance your look for different occasions? A hair wig might just do the magic. In New York, Ruth Cosmos, NTA News.
Thank you, Ruth. Yes, I want to change my look for different occasion, and that's why I'm wearing this wig right now on air. Thank you very much for that report. As we can see that stereotypes is gradually dying. And now, moving ahead, the belief that change is the end result of all time learning is certainly playing out in the education sector. This is evidence that in some higher institutions of learning, which have chosen to take the bull by the horn by insisting that indecent dressing and, in fact, immorality have become unacceptable on campus. While some observers see the clamp down on indecent attire within the university environment as some sort of right infringement, Marian Vincent Oko in this report seeks to find out how this has gone with the students.
Recent developments have shown that most young people want to look trendy or fashionable. The implication is that some of them stretch beyond the mark, not knowing exactly where to draw the line. Hence, decency gets sacrificed on the altar of modernization. Most worrisome is the fact that institutions of higher learning dominated by these young people, who are mostly students, have now become centers for display of such outfits, often considered indecent. The recent turn of events in some of these higher institutions has become a subject of conversation, that is, the introduction of dress code by management of such schools.
We are here for learning and discipline. Complete moral discipline.
While these may not be entirely new for some departments, the fight against indecent dressing emanating from the dress code policy is what is, however, catchy.
To be honest, I think schools should dictate how students should dress, but then the way to enforce that shouldn't be in a form of harassing them. And if you just allow people to dress how they want, you will see people dressing in ways that are crazy.
I think it's not right for any department or school to give students like a particular color or dress code to come to school. But on the other hand, indecent dressing is taking over.
There are a lot of students that try dressing indecent. Sometimes you won't even know they are going to school.
The fact that some of these institutions have taken it beyond a ban on indecent dressing to outright war against immorality on campus no doubt raises some basic issues, particularly on family values.
Most parents are not alive to their responsibility. They have failed. First and foremost, before they leave the home, parents and guidance ought to have checked the dressing mode of their children.
Professor Wunari Georgewill is the Vice Chancellor, University of Port Harcourt. For him, the policy is necessary to ensure they produce graduates who are truly sound in character and learning.
Some people felt people should be allowed to dress whichever. I said, no, there are policies. This is a university. There is a dressing policy for students. And so those who have agreed to be students of this university should follow it. We don't coerce anybody. All what we do is we appeal to their conscience. And that's why you see for the past 2 months or so, we're even doing advocacy.
While the argument for and against this approach to restoration of morality in higher institutions of learning continues, proponents of the policy insist that the benefits will be far-reaching and should be upheld.
Yes, that policy should be upheld. We want decent dressing in our higher institution to produce good students from our institutions. Moving ahead, this is a story of kidney harvest. Now, have you ever imagined that one day you fall ill and go to hospital, but instead of getting healed, you are confronted with a life-threatening medical condition? Well, this is a story of a woman who went for appendectomy but ended up with one of her kidneys removed without her consent or that of her family by a health institution in Jos. Ricos Community is a suburb in Jos North local government area where a 51-year-old Kamaru Busari resides with his family. Here, the once happy family is being turned into sadness as a result of the ill health of his wife, Kehinde Busari, who in 2018 was operated for appendicitis. 5 years later, her health deteriorated.
The operation lasted for about almost to 8 in the evening. They brought her out. Around after 5, he called me that I should enter theater to witness. So when I saw the woman, all the intestine was outside. So I couldn't bear it and I ran outside the theater. After a week, he discharged. So he called me separate, privately, that when I reach house now, I should go and buy the water, all the swan water, plenty. She should be drinking water always. After like 2-3 months, she started complaining about this abdominal pain again. So then she had to go back to the hospital. The scanning was conducted, and then there's some medicine. The same hospital? The same hospital. That faithful day, I paid 13,000, I could remember. So since that time, she keep on going back, like almost a month or 2 months every time. This last 2 weeks again, I said, okay, madam, look, let me tell you, I'm fed up now. You have to go to just University Teaching Hospital to go and conduct the scanning. So on Monday morning, this last Monday, she went to the hospital. Around after 4 p.m., she called me that she don't understand what's happening. That all these doctors, they keep on shouting on her that, madam, why did you allow them to do this kind of thing to you? Why did you agree that they have removed one kidney from her body?
Kehinde is now lying critically ill from the alleged removal of one of her kidneys from this Murna hospital in Nasarawa Gom by one Noah Kekere, held in high esteem for his philanthropic gesture to the communities. The magnanimity shown by the proprietor of the hospital, the family says, has become a huge financial burden for them, calling for justice for Kehinde.
This man have cheated my sister a lot. He puts my sister in pain. Please, Nigerian people should help me.
Plateau State Police Command confirms the incident, which it says is being investigated.
The case was reported to our divisional police officer at Nasarawa Gom. He did what he's expected to do by moving swiftly to action, and he got Dr. Noah Kekere arrested. Also, the doctors that took part in the operation with him, and one of his immunization staff that assisted him with the investigation, all of them are in custody.
Nigerian Medical Association Plateau State Chapter has however come up with a disclaimer that Noah Kekere is neither their member nor a doctor.
Even though complaints are brought to us, we can only forward those complaints to appropriate quarters. And Plateau State has not had a health monitoring team for about 8 years now. This health monitoring team is to go around the different local government areas to know what is going on.
As NTA News is pursuing this story, another victim, a 75-year-old Ibrahim, says 3 years ago he had hernia surgery in the same hospital owned by Yellow, as he is popularly called, without signing any consent form, only for his family to be told that one of their father's kidney is missing.
See, the years I have been suffering up and down. This is the time when I'm supposed to be enjoying my children.
Let the government please assist us.
It is on record that some victims have also approached a religious body on the plateau on the same matter.
We intimated the security agents, and I'm happy to say that the police commissioner
directed that the facility, the premises where he operates, should be sealed, and it was sealed.
Well, NTA News will continue to track the story as the situation unfolds.
That's very scary. We pray that the government should take necessary action to make sure that such doctors don't go scot-free. Now, let's move ahead to a special report on diabetes. Experts have identified diabetes as a sickness that enters humans on dual capacity, with type 1 being hereditary, while type 2 is a result of unhealthy lifestyle. Let's join Itube Achibon as she tells us more on diabetes.
Diabetes is a metabolic disease that causes high blood sugar. The hormones insulin moves sugar from the blood to be stored or used for energy. With diabetes, one's body either does not make enough insulin or cannot effectively use the insulin it makes. Health experts identify two types of diabetes, type 1 and type 2, where type 1 is hereditary, while type 2 is linked to unhealthy lifestyle.
So what we are going to be concerned about today is mainly type 2, the one that you will acquire because of your lifestyle. And this lifestyle affects mostly middle-aged men, middle-aged women, and women who have already had children. So we talk about two types of diabetes, type 1, which requires insulin, and type 2, which may or may not require insulin, but most of the time will require lifestyle changes, eating better, and may also require taking some tablets to control your blood sugar level and then reduce those symptoms that you may have.
Diabetes is not a terminal disease, Once you've been diagnosed, if you meet a doctor, you can live a long, healthy life, And then I'm urging people to try to just check their blood sugar. A lot of people have diabetes and they don't know.
Symptoms such as increased thirst, frequent urination, weight loss, extreme fatigue, sore that does not heal, increased hunger, among others, are indications of the presence of diabetes and hence the need for immediate medical attention.
You should not die of diabetes. Now, if you wake up and you're feeling dizzy, they have checked your sugar recently and it was high, maybe more than 300, you're dizzy, you're continuing to have difficulties, you need to see a healthcare provider and take your medications, because if you do fall and hit your head, I think that should be considered a very serious complication.
Somebody that will have just a small wound that doesn't heal, and they don't know they have diabetes, and they end up having their legs or their limbs amputated. So they just understand that people need to be aware that diabetes can kill if you don't get tested and if you don't manage it well. Yes.
Research shows that diabetes, if not properly managed, can lead to more complications, including heart failure, cardiovascular diseases like stroke, kidney disease, and many others. Who is most vulnerable and how can it be managed?
Diabetes occurs in middle-aged men and women because of the lifestyle that they have. They don't exercise, they eat everything that they can afford, they eat everything that they see, and most of the time they start gaining weight. When you gain weight around your stomach area, like the Michelin Man syndrome, then you most likely will develop diabetes.
Diabetes is not a terminal disease, but health experts advise patients on routine regular medical checkups and other healthy lifestyle, including exercises for a normal life. In Uyo, Itube Achibon, NTA News.
Diabetes is not a disease. Just for you to check yourself regularly will help you to manage or avert diabetes. Thank you, Itube Achibon, for that report. Now, moving ahead, the next report now is going to be on consumable and how to check expiring dates. Every product, particularly consumable, has lifespan, and once the product expires, is no more longer fit for human consumption. Yet, not all buyers take out few seconds to check the expiring dates of products before purchase. Emedion Umo tells us more on the risks of such risks.
At every minute,
Someone somewhere is buying consumable. Such items could be drugs or drinks, which normally comes with expiry dates. But how many Nigerians pay attention to this critical aspect of checking the expiry date of products they purchased?
I do check personally, but many a times it will be when I buy it to the house, I will go and check it in the house. Maybe after sometimes I might discover that some may be about 2 or 3 months to expiration. But oftenly, I don't experience any expired either drugs, milk, anything like that. I always check it.
So once I've found what I needed to buy, I just pick, and then I want to ascertain whether or not the product is what I actually wanted to buy. But I don't think I've really cared much about looking at the expiry dates.
Each time I buy my product, be it in the supermarket, be in the market, the first thing first, I go for the NAVDAC number, and then I go for the is it production date. I'm sure that I check that. Then I ensure that I check best before, that's the expiring date for any product I buy in the market. So I don't really have those problems.
Health experts who spoke on the dangers of ignoring an expiry date of items acquired emphasized the need for individuals to be intentional on checking expiry dates of goods consumed to avoid health hazards.
When a drug expires, there are changes that occur to both the physical and the chemical constituents of the drug. And so it could be risky, it could be unsafe to ingest such drugs that are expired. Reason being that it might not take care of the disease condition it was meant to treat. So, because constituent composition of the drug is reduced.
Every consumable comes with detailed information on not just the nutritional value of the product, but the expiry date.
It could be risky to the system. It could become toxic in the system. It could even cause other, infections, diseases, illnesses that were not expected to be due to these toxic drugs. They become toxic, the chemical constituent composition has changed, the physical composition has changed, so it's not safe.
Spending few seconds to read through this can save lives and thousands of naira. In Uyo, Emediomo, NTA News.
Just spending few seconds to read through whatever you buy as consumable will save a life. Please, you are enlightened on how to check and the risks in not checking expiring dates. Thank you, Emedion, for that report. Now, let's take you through another report on food insecurity, the impact on food vendors. Nigerians are advocating implementation of agricultural support programs to encourage more people, especially the youth, to take up careers in commercial farming. This, according to them, is a sure means of tackling the issue of food insecurity, especially as it in part is being felt by food vendors.
The contributions of food vendors to the society, especially in the Nigerian setting, cannot be overemphasized. Various categories of vendors meet the feeding needs of the people who demand their services due to exigencies or for pleasure. Either way, it's good for the belly.
The kind of society we have, it's a busy one. Sometimes it's not because you don't want to cook, but when you think of the time you need to go to work and all of that, it gives you the peace of mind to know that there's somewhere I can call even to bring food for me, or I could stop by and be sure that I find something to eat.
If I cannot have the time to prepare food in my house, why can't I patronize food vendors, provided they are neatly done?
They really have a nice food here. So my customer always send me here to come and pick food and deliver to them.
Abata, that is what we used to call it in Igbo land. I'm walking around, in case anybody can want it and buy.
While services of food vendors are recognized and appreciated, the alarming rise in the prices of foodstuffs, according to some restaurateurs in Uyo, has hampered their business turnovers.
You go to markets, for example, what you bought as in like yesterday, you could be surprised that the price has changed as at today. Because of that, somebody comes to eat and does not understand why the quantity of food has suddenly reduced.
Some items are not the way it used to be before, like goat meat. It was affordable, but right now, I can't be buying goat meat the way I used to buy.
I used to cook like 15 cup, but now the money of that 15 cup is the money of 8 cup of rice that I'm cooking. The only thing customer used to eat, but I don't have money to cook that food to be enough.
White soup. It was first cheaper before, like you can get it for 400, 500, but right now the amount I spent here is 800 naira for a plate of food.
Thank you very much for that report. That report brings us to the end of this week Newscope. We thank you for being part of it. But before I go, remember to be a star. Let's join NTA campaign to stand against rape and rapists. See you next week for another fresh edition. Until then, I remain Joy Ubani. Good night.